Today on the Spiel.
And we're spieling with a state wrestling champion, Amiyah Hart.
I'm just zoned out and I'm just ready to wrestle. That's just
Right.
just wrestle.
I had an inbox, a private message from Mom from Easter, and she had messaged me about the need to sell tickets for Amiyah's competition. And as soon as I really engaged, I knew that there was potential there, but I didn't know how much was really going on.
Today on Backstage Pass, we spend a little time with 1990s heartbreak and rising female country singer Hannah Dasher.
So I go on stage and play my first song, and my tuning knob goes out, and he brings me that wailing guitar to play during my set. And so I was the first person to ever play slide guitar on that thing. And of course I cried.
So what we're doing today is kind of a play on ceviche. Ceviche is a dish that gets cooked with citrus. A lot of people don't like the idea of raw fish, so I'm going to tweak it a little bit.
This is the Spiel.
I'm here today and all I hear is how I'm chasing crazy dreams. They'll see, 'cause I've got perfect songs and melodies just waiting to come out of me, and you'll sing along like, oh, whoa. Fancy words, clever lines and tales that take you back in time, and you'll sing along like, oh, whoa, and they'll know. Everyone will know. They should have believed in me.
Should have believed, baby. You know, an introduction can be tough because sometimes it can go on and on and on and on. And that's going to be the case for a minute today, but we'll start with internationally recognized. You know him, you love him. The Voice, Kevin Casey, everybody.
Well, Angie, thank you very much.
Tell you what.
Thank you very much. I don't know about international, but thank you.
Listen, we embellish on the Spiel. We've talked about this. You know, there are no limitations. I mean, you know him, you love him. I think you've been paid a lot of money to wear this W3D, Withers Broadcasting. You've been synonymous with them for some time.
Quite a while.
They're stations for how long?
Probably a combination of about 14 years.
14 years,
14 years, I'd say, yeah.
That KGMO, get low, get deep.
KGMO. 100.7 KGMO.
Everybody knows that. That's just that voice.
But right now,
it's
Kevin Casey in the morning on My Country 107.3.
There it is,
W3D.
Make note. Okay.
Yes.
Here's the deal. I'm going to have to do this intro, okay?
Okay, go ahead. All
and
right.
I personally, listen, here's what I've learned over the years.
Okay.
You know, when we MC events and we talk about things,
Absolutely.
people like to talk about, what do they do for a living?
Right.
What's your job?
Sure.
Well, here's what I think.
Okay.
I think your greatest footprint is those people that are closest to you, okay? I think that I want to begin this way, if you're okay with it, and then we have to make sure we covered everyone.
Okay,
Because
sure.
I don't know how well I did my homework. I had it memorized, but it's too important. Got my phone just in case.
Okay, all right.
Husband to an award-winning educator.
Yes.
Father to a decorated service person.
Correct.
Enduring an explosion and helping his fellow brave to safety.
Bravest man I've ever met.
Absolutely. Another internationally known rap artist, a son.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Beautiful young lady appearing in some reality television shows as a daughter.
Yes,
She's your
also.
daughter.
Yes.
And you have an aspiring NBA star as a son, your youngest son.
I do, yes.
How did I do?
You did great.
Did I leave anybody out?
No, you did not.
Okay.
No, you did not.
All right, now here we go. You ready for this part? Well-known, long-time radio personality. We've already been over that. Voice of a number of books, video games, very popular video games, TV show opens.
Yes.
You can't go anywhere in the country because you're going to hear his voice. And you'll remember from the Spiel, Kevin Casey, a Japanese karate master and friend to Bret Michaels, best friend to Bret Michaels, lead singer of Poison.
Well, let me correct you on one thing. I am
that?
not a master.
You're not?
But
I told you
but
we were
but with the martial arts, let me give you the proper respect.
Yes, sir.
Greeting.
Is it going to hurt?
No, that's it.
Oof.
I just did it.
Oh, I can't do it because I'm not
You
qualified.
slap your legs.
I apologize.
Put your hand together.
Thank
Left
you.
hand is open, right hand is closed.
Okay.
That means that I walk in peace unless my peace is intruded upon. Okay. And then you bow by keeping your eyes on your opponent at all times.
That's why you're
and you
here.
come back up and you come into what we call a hashidashi.
Is that
That's
the us?
stance.
What is that?
In Japanese.
Okay.
Us is just the breathing. A lot of martial arts systems will have you do a word like ki. You know, like ki.
Oh, that's scary.
You know, but over the years, I moved away from the ki and went to us.
I like it.
And
I
it just
like it.
naturally came out that way. The reason you do that is so that you're breathing properly.
And people know you're in the room.
And
you're
people,
a threat.
yeah.
And you are a threat.
And a lot of times if you're attacked on the street, and God willing that never happens.
Right.
But by doing something like that, like a kill it, it will scare, it'll buy you time because it'll scare them. Yes.
Agreed. I
Yeah.
have just run
Yeah.
and I'm gonna, okay,
Yeah. So
thank you so much for being
there's
on
your
with
key
us.
eye lesson for today.
There
Yes.
it is. And hey, guess what?
What?
We have a big name wrestler in the house.
Oh yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I love seeing other competitors and other champions. It's fantastic.
Yeah. And I think we're going to get to eat today.
Oh yeah, that's always good.
It's a good job.
Eating is a good thing.
That's a good thing.
I like to eat, and I did get a chance to see Chef coming into the studio. So I'm.
What's he got today?
I can't tell you that. That's
Is it a
top
secret?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's top secret. I'd have to, I couldn't tell you
stuff.
that. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And what do you think about Julie Ingram just taking the day off to go to the beach?
Well, honestly, I honestly know how hard Julie works, and I've seen Julie work. And by the way, Julie, thank you for the sandwich. You give my wife the sample. She loved it.
Oh,
And
yes.
knowing Julie, I've known Julie even longer than you.
A long time.
Julie and I worked in radio together back in the day. I mean, of course, I started at the age of 5. I want everyone to know that. But I think it's a well-deserved break.
Good times. All right, listen, we got a lot of show to get to. You
Yes,
ready?
we do.
Here we go.
Coming up on the Spiel.
I know that a lot of the guys and their parents have gotten upset because you beat them.
Yeah.
That's what I see as a competitor.
I
I don't see the
never
sex. Yeah.
think of it as I'm trying to invade their sport. No, I like the sport. I feel like I can wrestle too, and if I can beat you, so what does that tell you? I mean, girls can wrestle.
Coming up later in the show.
I didn't want them to do it just because of me. I wanted them to see that she had potential.
That's
That's
right.
probably one of the things that just kills me. Kids get discouraged because
Yeah.
they don't have the same outlets as bigger cities, as metropolises do.
Right.
And so I just want to fill that need for kids who have potential.
My name is Carrie Southern. I'm a mortgage loan officer with the Bank of Heron. It's just not enough to meet customers' expectations anymore. We really have to exceed them. Everybody's got busy lives, they've got jobs, kids. Not everybody can make it to the bank during business hours, so accommodating them and getting them into that dream home, that's my ultimate goal. Let us help you unlock your dream home. Find us at bankofheron.com or come and see us at any of our locations.
Probably the most important thing in medicine is to have a home, a place where you can come and be seen and get treatment for minor or serious conditions. My name is Dr. Harry Carter. I see patients in very different situations and circumstances, and at all times trying to make a difference in their lives. One should not feel like they can't come in with a problem and allow us to help them fix it. Come in, I think that'd be the best way and the easiest way. We'd love to have patients join us, and we'd love to help serve them.
Visit us at crhpc.org.
Welcome to the Spiel, and we're spieling with a state wrestling champion, Amiyah Hart. Amiyah, welcome to the Spiel.
Thank you.
I'm honored. I mean, you are something. I'm a little scared actually sitting this close to you. You are good at what you do.
Thank you.
Jeez.
You are very good, and I understand the dedication it takes to train, and like we were talking, the diet and everything. And two, you compete both in the girls' season and the boys' season as well, correct?
Yes, correct.
And you've won a state championship as well. Okay,
Yes.
great.
She's internationally known.
Yeah, world known.
Where did this desire come from? I mean, how did it start for you?
Well, it was never a part of our family. My oldest brother actually brought it up to the family. He wanted to try it out. I always watched it, but I'm just like, this is not a girl sport. I would never do it.
You're one of how many?
One of from AJ, I'm the only girl.
Okay.
But there's tons of other girls.
No, I'm talking about your family.
Oh,
You're one of
six.
Six?
Yes,
That's what I thought.
yes,
Okay.
6 of us.
Okay.
My mom actually bribed me with $300. I never got
To
it, by
wrestle?
the way.
Oh,
to
wow.
wrestle.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mom?
Because she really wanted me to do it, and I was like, no. So she's like, I'll give you $300 for it. I was like, okay, deal. So I did it. So yeah.
Well, here's part of the problem, the way that I see it, and you can help me overcome this because obviously you've already overcome it yourself. they're already wearing those little itty bitty tiny things that pull up and pull down, and the tights, yes.
Singlets,
And I think the refs have to go over and check things, and I mean, you just pretty much have to check it all at the door and subject yourself to some of that. Talk about what that's been like for you, or has it even been an issue?
It's never been an issue.
That's what makes you a contender.
Yeah, it's just you don't think about it that way. You just so focused really on eating, like getting weight. You just like hurry up, check me so I can go eat.
Okay.
So it's never been a problem for me. Yeah.
What about on the mat? When you're going to grab around to him and he's going to grab around to you, are you just thinking about winning, or are you thinking about, excuse me?
No, I get like a lot of that also, like my friends and stuff. I've never had a problem with that either. I don't really focus on that. I'm just thinking of trying to get my move in, trying to get my shot, get my takedown.
She's an athlete.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, she's focused on the match, because when you step on the mat, you don't have to say, I have to win. You just say, I don't have to lose, is what you do.
Yeah.
But you're, even when you're getting, checked and all your gear checked to make sure that everything's copacetic, but your focus is on your opponent and what your technique is, because really, in all honesty, and check me if I'm wrong, no pun intended. But you want your opponent to fight or wrestle your fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want it your way, not their way.
Exactly.
Absolutely, yeah.
What is the feeling like for you when you step into the ring? What is it like?
It's just like I'm just like zoned out. Like I don't really care how many people there is. I've never gotten like scared. I'm just zoned out and I'm just ready to wrestle. That's just just wrestle. When I know who my opponent is, it just depends on my attitude towards them. If they're getting cocky with me, then I definitely want to win. Like I'm definitely gonna break you down. But if it's just like someone, I try not to be so mean, because wrestling is an aggressive sport.
Sure it is.
I get in trouble for not being too aggressive, because being aggressive is the key. Like you have to be, you can't be soft at all.
That's right.
No.
So like I get in trouble, like hit that head, Amiyah, don't be scared, but I mean, sometimes I get in trouble, but when I get really mad,
it's a contact sport.
Yeah.
I mean, so you're going to be, and there's going to be smack talk, and you know that.
Oh yeah.
The key thing is as long as you don't let the smack talk, I mean, in your heart who you are, what you do.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're just, because really, and once again, I'm only drawing from past experience, but anger can be used two ways. One is fuel, or the other way is to get you off your game and make your technique sloppy, and once again, you want them to fight your fight. So I know I've had my share of smack talking, and I've done my share of smack talking.
We take that anger, like I take that anger against them, because when they're angry, they're not thinking. So I use that as my advantage to get into my shots, because they're just trying to charge at me, and I'm not going to fight back. All I got to do is lower my level, and that's it.
Right.
So you talking about my mama? You got to go flying over my, this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
So mom bribed you to get you started.
Yeah.
But then you apparently were bitten by it.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't get enough, and now your aspirations, you want to go all the way.
Yeah, definitely, most definitely. I have trouble. Of course, everyone goes through struggles. Sure. I've wanted to quit multiple times just because of people, saying negative things about me.
Absolutely.
That's like, I'm just kind of like whatever, But my mom wouldn't let me. My older brother wouldn't let me. We'll have talks. I'll cry all the time about it, but in my heart, I just can't quit. I just have to keep going, and I love the sport.
Too many times reporters or individuals on the sidelines will say, look at that girl. I mean, what's she trying to do? She's disrupting this sport. Let the guys be guys. And I know a lot of the guys and their parents have gotten upset because you beat them.
Yes.
But let's try to put to bed that whole feeling that maybe you're doing this for attention, because to me, looking in your eyes and hearing you speak from the heart, this is fulfilling for you.
Yeah.
You don't see sex.
You're a competitor. Yeah, that's what I see as a competitor. I don't see the sex.
Think of it as I'm trying to invade their sport. No, I like the sport. I feel like I can wrestle too, and if I can beat you, so what does that tell you? I mean, girls can wrestle. So.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So where do you go from here? I know you've got your eyes set on the national prize, and you've done quite well there many times. What do you want to do next? Where do you go?
Well, as for right now, I just have to wait until the guy season comes up. Then I just wrestle that, and then it's off season is all girls.
Okay.
So my main focus is for the guys. That's just practice to me. I don't take it as hard because in girls that's where it's at. In college, I'll wrestle girls, no guys. Mm-hmm. So this is just practice for me. I just take it as a practice. I compete. It's just something. Guys don't even really matter.
Do you have scouts looking at you currently, or where do you want to go to school?
My coach really won't let me know because I have to be junior or something like that. So he would never tell me. But I know a lot of McKendree's really looking at me really well, and I'm looking back. But I kind of want to go far, so I'm looking into Arizona too, and California where my brother
he probably
is.
has connections.
Yeah, I do. I actually went to Florida.
Yeah.
So Florida's a great place, and it's south.
Yeah.
And everyone comes to you during spring break.
But in Arizona, and here's the thing, the other thing that if you follow her online, you will see that it's not been a struggle, but you've had to use this to empower yourself. Sometimes we all need a little bit of assistance to get somewhere. And, we've made that plea to businesses to get behind you and support you. And what business owners need to realize, this is the best stealth advertising when you have a positive young lady who's going out there and kicking butts and, taking names and have these big aspirations. And when someone like you calls, and it's hard to call and ask for help, they need to pick up the phone. What would you say to them in that regard?
I really not good again with the help. It's always my mom really. My mom is just on it. I really again asking for help is just because I feel I can do everything by myself.
Oh sure.
So I'm that kind of person, but I really wouldn't know what I would say to them.
Sometimes it takes money to make money, and if you want to make a smart investment, right there she is. So no doubt.
She's an inspiration to the sport and to everyone everywhere, I believe. Yeah.
Who do you look up to?
Really, my brother again. I look up to him. He's always there for me all the time. He's the one who keeps pushing me. He basically takes care of me.
Okay. I think we're going to see her name in lights.
Oh, I think so too.
No
Very
doubt.
much so. I'm a pretty good judge of character, and especially athletes. And you're definitely a champion.
Thank you.
Beautiful
really
young
are.
girl. Well, we're in your corner, or what do you say in that sport? You say the corner? Is that the right term?
Well, we're on the mat with you.
You're on the mat.
We're on the mat with you.
Thank you.
Awesome. We appreciate
It's very nice
you.
to meet
Thank you.
And we'll be right back.
You're watching The Spiel.
This show is all about having a good time. It's about laughter. It's just, allowing you to check out for an hour. But, this guest today and the one that we're about to speak to and learn from reminds us that we need to keep our eyes wide open because the need is all around us. And too many times I think we go through life with blinders on. So stay right there because you're not going to want to miss this next guest.
Coming up on The Spiel.
We have the power to reach people. We have the power to make things happen.
Yes.
And it's just sometimes we're on autopilot and we don't realize it. So I was really blessed that her mom reached out to me because I knew that we could get her where she needed to go and set her up for her future competitions.
Coming up later in the show.
I think it's empowering for people to see a woman with an electric guitar, and I'm not a player's player, but I'm of the mindset, if I'm gonna watch a girl on a guitar, don't just hold the damn thing, you better do something.
Yeah, you better do something with
Barbara
it.
Mandrell at Fake It, you know what I mean? So.
There is something sweet that happens every August in Shawnee Forest Country. When a summer of sunshine has blanketed endless acres of fruit trees and row after row is ripe for the picking. When you can pick nature's candy and savor the sweetness of a perfectly ripe peach right off the tree, that's how you'll know you're in Shawnee Forest Country. To learn more, visit southernmostillinois.com.
Of course, sales is where it starts, but that's just the beginning. What a person really needs after the sale is the ability to take care of that machine. It's an investment. In the event you do need repairs, you need trained technicians that know what's going on with the product, and we do have that. We know farm equipment and we know outdoor power equipment. We sell a full line of Kubota. We're one of the only full line dealers in this area.
To find out more about The Spiel or even watch past episodes, visit spielon.com.
If you don't know this lady, you're going to want to get to know her quickly, because I tell you, she's all about goodness. This is Danielle Taylor. I love you. To know you is to love you. To follow you is enlightening and so uplifting. And not to mention, listen, you happen to give birth to one of my favorite people in the world. Yeah, that Marcus Taylor, I'm a fan.
He's pretty special.
Yeah, I think you're a fan too,
Yeah.
right? Mom's
Yes,
watching.
definitely.
She's our compass. She lets us know if we're doing the right thing or if we need to pull back, do a little bit more. But thanks so much for being here.
I'm blessed.
It's not your first time. I mean,
No.
you were one of our first kitchen guests
I know.
long ago.
I know. I can't hardly believe it.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
We
she
had a
taught
good
us how
day.
to eat healthy. Some of us stuck to it. I mean, we still do it on occasion, but we don't do it as much as we should. But we're going to work towards
Fruits
that.
and veggies are the key.
We're going to work towards that. Well, anyway, okay, the reason that I needed to have this discussion with you ASAP is I've been following you, like a lot of people can if you jump online and you see what she's up to. When you're talking, people should listen because you don't get on board with things that you don't believe in, and usually the outcome is quite remarkable. You got behind our last guest, and Amiyah touched you, obviously. Her family touched you, in part because Mama's raising 6 kids over there, and I think you're raising 8. That's right. Unheard of. Cray, but you know, she's still sane.
Bit, yep.
Look at her. Still sane. So, you know, what was it and why did you feel a need to help this family?
Okay, so I had previously stated that I met them through church, and I was observing them because they took care of each other, and they were also taking care of family members, like 2 babies that had come into their life, and they would take them on the weekends, and so I noticed how the kids were caring for each other, and my kids immediately gravitated towards their kids, and they were homies right away, and they were just hanging out, and they were doing stuff. They were arm wrestling and, you know, talking about all their different sports. They were athletic, and I could tell, but it was mainly the caring between them, and so I got to learn a little bit about them, and I really didn't know much else until I had an inbox, a private message from Mom from Easter, and she had messaged me about the need to sell tickets for Amiyah's competition. I didn't know. I knew that she had great kids. They had done some great things because I'd seen them on Facebook.
Sure.
And then at church, they had been featured. And so when she told me her story, she told me the struggle, I was out of town and I couldn't respond right away. I just had too much going on. And then literally, God reminded me, reach out to her, get it done. And as soon as I really engaged, I knew that there was potential there, but I didn't know how much was really going on underneath the surface.
And I think that's part of it is, it wasn't that Mom didn't want to get busy and do it herself. Sometimes people need a little guidance, they need help, and you're one of those people that when you're task oriented and you give somebody like this something to do, you get it done. I think you had like all the money raised in a day, didn't you?
Yeah, day and a half. In a day and a half, I started making phone calls to people who I know believe in people. And that's the problem, you know, integrity. Having integrity, reaching out to people with integrity, and presenting the need, and hitting the streets.
Yeah.
I am. If I really want to get something done, I connect with people. I love networking online. I love the presence online, but I like people. I like taste, touch, feel.
Right.
And so I got to. We got in the car. We got ready. We hit the road, and we started showing up at places, talking. I made phone calls, and we took pictures, and we're going to follow up this week and next week with our people. That's because awesome. They loved. I mean, they loved on her. They loved on me, and I didn't want them to do it just because of me. I wanted them to see that she had potential, that's probably one of the things that just kills me for children, especially in this area. It's slower, so networking can be more of a task, and so potential kids get discouraged because they don't have the same outlets as bigger cities, as metropolises do.
Right.
And so I just want to fill that need for kids who have potential, and they had potential.
Oh,
she has incredible
potential and meeting what you know has been set before her. But I think, you know, this show is, we do anything but news. Okay.
Yes.
We realize that everybody has a story.
Yes.
We saw hers. We were touched. We watch you, and I think what I want people to get from all of this is, yes, to follow her and her successes, because that's going to be exciting, and we'll probably have a parade one day. But it's also just to remind people to open your eyes. And you know what? There is so much negative, like you said. Imagine just getting behind something positive. If you can do a little bit, or if you can just come out and, you know, support her. And like I said, you know, people who owned a salon, if she needed her hair done or she needed some clothes, or, I mean, get busy. Open your eyes, because there are people all around you who need things if you would just realize it.
And we have the power. That was one thing. We have the power to reach people. We have the power to make things happen.
Yes.
And it's just sometimes we're on autopilot and we don't realize it. So I was really blessed that her mom reached out to me because I knew that we could get her where she needed to go and set her up for her future competitions. Because really, people with potential, it's just a matter of knowing that there's people behind them that care about them, that love them, that want to see them
She will
succeed.
never forget that. It changed the trajectory of her life.
Yeah.
And she now believes in other individuals who believed in her.
Yes.
And man, I hope it spreads like wildfire.
It will. It's multiplication, because we know that multiplication is the key to things.
So we're going to leave people with your words of wisdom, because sometimes I just have to log on to see what you're saying for the day. What is it that you wake up with, and what is it, what's your commitment statement? What is it that you're doing?
I want to change the world for the better. I want people to plug into each other and make things different in a good way. I want to see people succeed together. I love that. I hate to see someone left behind. I hate to see people not connecting, because that's really the cure.
Bring them all up together.
Yep,
right?
all together. I don't want anybody left behind.
Awesome. Danielle, awesome.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Coming up on the Spiel.
My first one was a Brad Paisley cut that I had the idea while I was working at Bass Pro Shops, actually. Got fired for writing songs on the job. Mentioned that. So there's all
I knew that was coming. I knew that was. They're no fun.
But it's working out.
And later in the show.
Remember, mussels is one of those things, they're alive. So one of the big mistakes a lot of people do, they wash them because they want them clean.
Right.
But they wash them in water out of our tap, which has chlorine in it, and it'll kill them because it's fresh water. So when you wash mussels, you got to make sure to have salt in the water too.
Today we're talking about rolling meadows, and it's an unusual property because I'm going to call it a sort of an 8-minute wonder. It's about 8 minutes from Giant City State Park. It's about 8 minutes from all the local lakes. It's about 8 minutes from SIU. It's about 5 minutes from the mall. It offers probably one of the best combinations of residential and rural living. You've got about 900 square feet, heat pumps with built-in office, 2 bedrooms big enough for king or queen beds, and so that makes it an unusual property. Woodruff Management is the exclusive rental agent for Rolling Meadows. Just check our website, woodruffmanagement.com. You'll find us there. Click and you're in.
My name is Ronnie Waldron. I'm the mortgage loan officer at the Carterville location for the Bank of Herrin. Outside of the 27 years worth of experience, what sets me apart is my communication ability, letting the borrowers know up front what they can expect, so expectations are set early on in the process and they're maintained throughout, letting you know where you're at each stage of the process and what you can expect going forward. It's satisfying to see somebody go to a closing table ready to move into their dream home. It's more than just a closing.
Today on Backstage Pass, we spend a little time with 1990s heartbreak and rising female country singer Hannah Dasher.
Take him on the road.
We're gonna take you back scenes. What's up, everybody? It's Dustin Rich.
Music. Sawyer Brown.
My first album.
I'm Jason Pinkston, and this is your Backstage Pass.
You know what? This is really cool, isn't it? This is we're going to go places and just have really cool backdrops wherever we go.
I love it. This is very cool. It came up.
We just bought this house like a couple days ago. She's lying. A special thank you to Playlist Properties for making this happen, because listen, this is a special lady. Last time I ran into her, we were in a bathroom somewhere. I mean,
probably the accident.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I'm like, hey, we need to get you on the show. You're like, cool, let's do it. Hannah Dasher, everybody.
Hello.
Hi.
Thank you much.
Look at you.
I'm overrated, clearly, but
no. You were one of those women. You know, we saw you up on the stage there. You were playing along with our buddy Kendall Marvel, and man, you were throwing down. You're like one of those you can't look away from. What do they say about a train wreck? You can't look away, but man, you were killing it. It was just, you had everybody's attention and the energy in the room. That's you, right?
I appreciate it. I'm a handful.
Tell us how you got started. When was the
when I moved to town, I went to University of Georgia, go Dogs, but I couldn't really find a job up here. So the Patsy Cline estate owns 2 licensed shows.
Okay.
And there's always Patsy Cline that they did at the Ryman, and then A Closer Walk with Patsy Cline that they do like in Vegas and Branson and Dallas. And the theater owners in Savannah bought the rights to that, and so I was Patsy in A Closer Walk with Patsy.
I can see that. That's cool.
Well, it was like 23 songs and 21 outfit changes. It was cool. But I mean, Nashville has always been my goal. So after I finished those shows, I moved to town. I lived in an attic on Belmont Boulevard and sold Mercury outboard motors and bass boats at Bass Pro Shops.
Girl, getting it done.
right?
Getting it done.
Yes.
You're just coming in off the road, dude. You're doing it with like Bo Cephas and Leonard Skinner.
Yeah, I did some dates with Hank and Skinner. Holy cow! I mean, well, Bo Cephas is like, he's my top 5. You know, he's mine. I mean, I literally named my rattlesnake boots after him, like Bo and Cephas. Like
Bo and Cephas.
He is.
Bo and Cephas,
He is.
right.
It was insane. I got an old '69 Telly, and my tuning knob went out on me, and I couldn't get it back up from drop D at the first
This is
song.
cool. Ready?
And so his guitar tech, well, pause that story. Before I walked on stage, I'm standing beside Hank's guitar rack, and there I see the black and white Waylon Jennings. You know, there's only 5 that were ever made. Anyway, and I asked his guitar tech, I'm like, is that what I think it is? He goes, that's the one. And I started crying. He's like, you want a picture of it? I'm like, no, I'm not even going to touch that thing.
You didn't even kiss it? You didn't like go over and kiss it?
No, anyway, so my telly, so I go on stage and play my first song, and my tuning knob goes out, and he brings me that Waylon guitar to play during my set. And so I was the first person to ever play slide guitar on that thing, and of course I cried, you know, but it was very magical. It was very surreal, and you know, I could have died. I could have died the next day.
That might need to go like, when if you pass, here's the girl, who, you know, right here.
But it was insane. But I hit it off with the crew, and they sent me home with one of Hank's Phase 90 pedals, which has that Waylon, that honky outlaw telly sound.
Just sent you home with
They
one.
sent me home with one of the guitar pedals and a T-shirt and some other substances that are legal in certain states.
Was that your pay for the night? It would have been enough.
It was my pay for life. That was just we just really hit it off. It's just a good fit.
When you walked in here, you owned the place.
Yeah.
I mean, we all felt like we knew you.
It's the gene.
And it was, so I'm sure they hit it off with you really well.
Okay, so I'm just country people, and I just love great music. I love rock and roll. I mean, it was just to watch Freebird live, side stage, and in my eyes, I've made it. You know, like not, you know, as far as personal goals go, I'm just so content.
You probably didn't know this, but in Shawnee Forest Country, a kayak can become a time machine. Each paddle stroke down the Cache River can take you farther into the past. Explore the northernmost bayou in the U.S., discover 1,000-year-old cypress trees and the rich biological diversity. Find a unique adventure along more than 15,000 acres of protected waterways. And when you've paddled deep enough for time to stand still, that's how you'll know you're in Shawnee Forest Country.
When were you bitten by the bug? When did you know, okay, I'm going to do something a little different with my life here?
Oh, I've always known, I guess I'm one of those nerdy kids that just knew since I could open my mouth that I wanted to be a singer. I mean, you know, kids like used to doodle and draw princesses. I'd draw the WSM. I drew the WSM microphone stand with the barn in the background like those. I've always, that's just always been my goal, and I'll get to play the Opry later this year. I'm really excited about it.
I started my night off this evening up on the hill at the Ryman Auditorium, where I saw folks on stage like Barbara Mandrell, Martina McBride, Ashley McBride, Chris Jansen, Keith Urban, Miranda Lambert, and then I came down here and got to see you play, and I'm here to tell you, you belong. You belong in country music, just like those folks do. And there is a circle across town with your name on it. And Jordan Pettit over there and Gina Keltner and everybody out at the Grand Ole Opry want to invite you to come out, spend the night with us, and on September 27th, officially make your Grand Ole Opry debut.
I'm really excited about
Oh, wow. How cool is that?
So cool. Yes. Well, that was my motivation, going to work at Bass Pro Shops every day. I mean, because it was right there beside the Opry. And
You were working it, weren't you?
Yeah, but it was just like, all right, you know, I'm
one step closer.
This is crappy. I don't like working retail, but That's the end goal right there.
Yeah.
So,
and you did it.
And then I signed a publishing deal shortly after that.
How long have you been in town?
I've been in town for 9 years.
Okay.
So yeah, I started there just before the flood happened in 2010, if you guys remember that in Nashville.
Yes.
So, but yeah, I mean, I guess everybody's kind of got their own little sob story. Lived off peanut butter jelly and but I love to cook.
Do you love?
You
do.
do.
There's a what do you call it?
Oh, stand by your pan. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
Oh,
saying?
girl. Listen,
heavens.
that's funny.
Yes,
That's funny.
yes. I have a little, I guess, a little channel I've started up on my Instagram, and my logo is being finalized right now. But I don't trust skinny cooks.
No.
Except for my mother.
No. Yeah.
But yes, but no, I just love to cook, and we have to utilize social media these days to kind of showcase our personality. And
speaking of personalities, don't you have another? Oh yeah, you took us there. Marguerite, where is she? Where is she?
Oh my Lord! So the Snapchat had this old lady filter a couple of years ago, and I just did a funny voiceover, in the voice of my mother's mother, my Nana, who's Miriam. She's a real Marguerite, but it was just kind of a hit, if you will, with my followers, and so I just made it a thing, Marguerite Jenkins. But I just regurgitate old stories that my crazy Nana has told me. My Nana, she's like the white Medea, if that makes sense.
Oh yes, totally.
Pistol packing.
Oh gosh, when you did the one bit outside the public restroom, and we're gonna roll that in this part of the segment. That's gonna be good.
Believers, it's Marguerite. And I, as president of the Hannah Dasher, Earl Hush, as president of the Hannah Dasher fan club, I would love to announce that Hannah Dasher is now verified on Instagram. I don't even know what that means. But I did look at her page, and bless it, she only has 5,000 followers. Tell your friends about her.
Let me tell you something funny. Jason was showing me that part of you, and I was trying to watch everything. And when he showed me your picture, it was that. And I go, Jason,
she's too ugly.
God bless her.
It looks like
she ain't gonna make it.
Well, the filter, like, so Snapchat discontinued that filter, and I was talking to Jaron Johnston, and I was like, okay, so what filter? Because he and Kip Moore do this funny character back and forth to one another. When they're on the commode, it's hilarious. Anyway, he's like, it's a masquerade app. So that's the app that I use. It's called Masquerade.
God bless her
Masquerade.
heart.
Yes, but it's just, for your listeners to follow, but yeah, just follow it. It's M. Jenkins 1941. Funny stories like.
You have a lot of fun.
The
Is that when
Nana
was born?
41. No, Nana was born in 36.
Okay.
But Marguerite lies about her age. As she should, as we all should. Yeah.
So, you've already touched on some just marvelous high points in your career, but I think it's important to ask, when people come out to your shows, you obviously have a commitment statement. When they leave, what do you want them feeling? What do you want them to experience when Hannah Dasher performs?
That's a great question, Angie. I think as a songwriter, it's my job to take people away for 3 minutes. Or to make them remember something. I'm an old soul, so there's a lot of nostalgia in my songs and in my production. It's I'd call it retro fresh. But I think it's empowering for people to see a woman with an electric guitar, and I'm not a player's player, but I'm of the mindset, if I'm gonna watch a girl on a guitar, don't just hold the damn thing. You better do something.
Yeah, you better do something.
Barbara Mandrell at Fake It. You know what I mean? So I'll rip just a couple solos in my set. My job is to sing and to entertain. I have a very talented lead player. Yeah, I mean, I have a few funny songs, that I have to do, but also
surely not.
Oh,
not hers.
Imagine that.
But dry.
I just try to connect with them, and as soon as I'm done singing, I'm right in the middle of the audience, meeting as many people as I can, taking pictures with them.
Spiel is the name of our show.
Spiel.
Yeah. And we want you to spiel a little something that nobody knows. You've never shared before. Anybody. This is a lot, right? Come on.
I'm trying to think of that nobody. Oh, I'm a twin. Not many people know that I'm a twin.
Well, I'll be darned.
I really advertise.
Jason, did you know that?
I'm a twin. People don't advertise. I don't advertise that.
Identical?
Yeah. No, ma'am. We are fraternal. We're mirror twins. We are. Like, I'm left-handed, she's right-handed. She's got straight hair, curly hair, brown eyes, green eyes.
Crazy.
Perky, double D, that bitch. And I'm barely hanging on to a little C.
Do you like to write songs with certain people in mind? Because man, you've got some good stuff out there. Or do you write the music and if somebody comes to you and how does that work?
As far as like outside cuts?
Right.
Yeah, I've only had one major, I guess two major outside cuts. My first one was a Brad Paisley cut that I had the idea while I was working at Bass Pro Shops. Actually, got fired for writing songs on the job. Mentioned that. So there's all
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming. They're no fun.
But it's working out. When I first started writing songs was in college, and I think what really I listened to a lot of Waylon Jennings and Merle Haggard, and a lot of Leftists and Petty and that kind of stuff. But what really clicked for me was when I listened to Eric Church's first record, and he's an East Coast guy. I'm an East Coast girl. We talk the same way, and I just, his stuff just really resonated with me. And whether I was in the car singing along or at the bar playing to the AGR boys in Athens, Georgia, his songs made me feel cool when I sang it. And so I think as a lyric writer, as a songwriter, I just don't put my name on anything that doesn't make me personally feel like a badass. Not trying to be a badass, but you know what I mean.
Feel that way.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, just, you know, you want to get a reaction whenever you write something.
You know what? I'm a songwriter, and I write by titles. I don't know how you do. If you put the title on at the end, I don't know. But I have a song title that they never want me to pitch.
No.
But I think you're the girl.
Come on.
Okay?
No,
they always say, don't pitch that one.
Do we? She's pitched it to. Oh my God! No, I don't think he's going to get this. A new one. This is the one that's a little dirty. I mean, it's a little dirty sounding.
Don't think dirty, okay?
It's dirty sounding.
No, don't think.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Never so deep.
Never so deep.
I'm thinking of love.
I have to think about it. I think as commercial radio songwriters, we have to think about the mama or the dad or whomever that's driving to work, that has a bunch of stuff going on in the back or whatever. And so for me, you know, my opening lines, I like an opening line that gets your attention. Bam, bam, Burt Reynolds in a jet black Trans Am. You know, I think it needs to be.
That would go on Never So Deep.
But it needs. Well, there you go. But it needs to. I just think as long as you don't, you know, as long as you don't have to think about it too much. Well, we've got new music coming out too at the end of the month.
How can folks get to it?
Jared and I've been in the studio, and it's being mixed right now, and we'll have about 7 or 8 songs out.
Awesome.
Yes, I'm excited. I'm trying to enjoy every little step at the time. But I'm ready to get music out there. Right now, there's stuff on YouTube just to hold people over.
Sure. We listen to it.
You have been a blast.
You're awesome.
Y'all are sweet. Thank you for having me.
I just feel like we are sisters.
We are.
Coming up on the Spiel.
We're going to start with just cutting little pieces, and it's important that the pieces are small when you make ceviche, because a big area, surface areas like that, it would take a long time for the citric acid to get in there.
Ever wish you had a little cash in your wallet to instantly pay someone you owe money? But who carries cash around these days? Now, person-to-person payments have never been easier. Introducing Spin, social payments instant network, available to customers online or through the Legence Bank app. Spin makes it safe and simple to pay your part of the dinner bill, pay the babysitter, or the lawn guy. Pay anyone, anywhere, anytime. Just click Move Money to transfer funds to the account of the person you owe. All you need is their debit card number, email, or phone number. It's sort of like PayPal, except with the peace of mind and protection of Legence Bank. Make fast, free person-to-person payments instantly, safely with Spin. Available through Legence Bank.
Kitchen, bathroom, and flooring. It's all here at Home Improvement Warehouse.
We have 40,000 square feet of kitchen, bath, and flooring products. We stock cabinets. We have some special order. They get here within 2 weeks. All our cabinets are all wood, fully assembled, very high quality, and we're much, much cheaper than anywhere else around.
This is my favorite part of the show.
Why
right?
is that?
We get to eat, babe.
Yeah,
All right.
I like to eat too. As a matter of fact, we're with the chef, Chef Lasse my good friend, my new good friend, who not only looks like a chef,
he does,
but
man.
he talks like a chef.
He's my hero.
As well.
Yeah.
Now, I did get to see you guys while you were traveling around in Alaska.
Yes. We did
So
that.
what did you bring back? And you're going to do kind of a salmon dish today, correct?
Well, this piece of fish here is straight out of Naknek, Alaska, where we were.
Beautiful.
So
Thank you to Wild
real...
Alaska Salmon and Seafood.
Yep. Yeah.
Always keeping us in good seafood.
Captain Tony, wherever you are,
Oh,
I'm
man.
using your product.
He is the bomb. And we want to thank Prairie Farms. We got to thank Pags, our Poly-Eyes Pizza.
Yes,
in
Home
Carbondale.
Improvement Warehouse.
What about these digs, man?
I
Home
know.
Improvement Warehouse, killing it here.
He told me that he
great.
built this kitchen.
He did.
And I was admiring the kitchen prior to you telling me that. It's amazing.
He's more than a pretty face.
Thank you.
Yes, he is.
He's more than a pretty face.
All right, let's get back
Let's
to
get
the
into
cooking.
it. Yes, all right.
yes.
So what we're doing today is kind of a play on ceviche.
Okay.
Ceviche is a dish that gets cooked with citrus, and it cooks the fish. A lot of people don't like the idea of raw fish,
Right,
so I'm
sure.
going to tweak it a little bit,
Okay.
where I think we can get more people on board. So we're going to start with just cutting little pieces, and it's important that the pieces are small when you make ceviche, because a big area, surface areas like that, it would take a long time for the citric acid to get in there. So what we're doing is kind of the same way as if you would make a ceviche. We put it in here. We're going to add some ingredients in here to get the flavors going. A little bit of salt,
When you're
a
a
little
chef,
bit
you
of
never have
pepper,
to measure anything.
You know, I was just thinking that.
cumin.
Yeah.
Cumin. Oh,
Yes,
that's
and
there you go.
believe it or not, a little bit of sugar.
Now he knew exactly what the amount would be
Oh,
that
yeah.
you put in.
Fresh garlic. All right, here's the most important part.
Okay.
And now we got to get the juice in there. Here's a little trick.
Okay.
Everybody thinks that this is the right way to do it. See?
Yeah.
But it's not.
It's not.
It's the.
Oh, I would have
upside
failed
down.
that test.
Right,
I would have
sure.
failed.
See how
Yeah, I
much
would've
juice
failed
that came
that
out of
too.
that?
Oh, that's good.
And now it's inside out.
Yeah. That
Right
is
there is
neat.
why he has the title
Right.
chef.
Right.
And I do not.
So a lot of this stuff here, and we're not necessarily, we're going to drain it later, so don't be afraid of the amount of lime that goes in here, but it's part of making this dish really fresh. And you'll see, like now we're going to start cutting the tomatoes and stuff, but the citric acid will attack this fish here real quick and turn it white. I'm going to make it a little fancy by using these beautiful mussels that I had brought in. And remember, mussels is one of those things, they're live. So one of the big mistakes a lot of people do, they wash them because they want them clean.
Right.
But they wash them in water out of our tap, which has chlorine
Right.
in it, and it'll kill them because it's fresh water. So when you wash mussels, you got to make sure to have salt in the water too. You know, it's like seawater.
Right, exactly.
So we're gonna put a little garlic over here. We're gonna have a little
I'm learning I need
oil.
him to live with me.
So we're gonna put that over there. This is what a really good tomato looks like. It has nothing to do with what, you know, it's red, perfectly shaped. This is a really good tomato.
So the
And-
color has really nothing to do with the tomato?
Well, I mean, just look at that.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
more interesting than a
It is
regular
more-
tomato?
Yes, very much so, yeah.
I just want everybody to see these colors. They're just amazing, I think. And we're gonna put a little salt on it, just a little bit. We'll cut this out, and that'll give a little more depth to the.
Look at that. Healthy hippie
that
chef.
was cool.
Copied you. Copied
Yeah.
you. Chef.
All right, so the mussels are now, you know, a little oil, garlic, and they're steaming real well. And now what we're gonna do, we're gonna hit it with a little bit of vodka.
Love this
All right, so the fish's been sitting a little bit. You can see how it's changing color. Now we want to add a little bit of spice to it, but you got to be careful adding a lot of ingredients until that citric acid has taken.
What is that? Like a red
It's
chili
like a
or-
chili paste.
Chili paste.
Yeah. I want a little bit of dill inside those
You can
mussels
keep that
there.
as a keepsake for the
Oh,
show.
thank
Thanks for
you.
being with us today. We
Well,
appreciate
thank you for having
We
me.
appreciate
I
you.
really,
Yes.
I've always wanted this award.
From the Chef's Garden.
So I do accept this with great,
Yeah, thank you,
you know,
thank-
gratitude.
Yes, perfect. All
Here-
right.
Or, as they'd say in
Danish, taknemlig.
Taknemlig means
Gratitude.
Gratitude.
Or get out of the way. I meant to say like thank you or showing gratitude.
Yeah.
You're saying that's the word.
That's the word, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, what we're going to do now is we're going to take this.
For those who do not trust the power of the citrus, we will put it in a pan.
What you could do if you wanted to eat it raw, right now you could put it over here and put it on top of the tomatoes, and it would be,
I'd be all
delicious. So we're going to take a little bit of this. This is sushi for you right here. We're going to put it on here.
Oh, yes.
Put it in the pan, okay.
And there's no reason to put anything on the pan. What I do is I put a little bit of oil on it. And again, you know, like we're not trying to overcook this or cook it all the way through. We're just going to give it a little bit of heat.
Okay, and then you're right. You're only going to keep that in the pan for what? A matter of minutes, seconds.
Really, really short time.
Okay.
And I like to add the avocados on there too. And this is a super cool thing. I kind of got onto this by mistake. I used to use wonton as a crunch, but now I use leftover pasta, spaghetti, linguine, anything like that, and you just fry it.
Wow.
And it's so
that is brilliant.
Cool and great texture. And then we're going to finish off with these little critters.
Wow.
Are you guys as impressed as I am?
Yeah, I am. Amazing.
And the chef is not afraid to get down in
Yeah,
there.
great technique
He'll do it.
too.
He'll
Yeah,
do it.
great technique.
All right, here's what we're going to have to do. We're going to go to break, but you're going to see us. I can guarantee you already it's going to taste great. That's the thing with the chef on a show. You don't have to have that tasting segment because it's so darn good. We'll be right back.
You owe it to yourself to come in here.
When you lose your teeth, you lose not just the ability to chew and eat and smile, which is a big thing, but you lose a part of yourself.
It was life-changing when I came into Dr. Hughes. It showed me videos and models, and these are the choices we had, these were the options.
I had tried dentures and they were not successful.
For people that are frustrated with wearing dentures, we have new methods and techniques to give people basically a third set of teeth.
When you have an extraction or an implant put in, your first thought is that's going to hurt. I was completely comfortable through this. Dr. Hughes and his staff, they are wonderful.
Training matters, experience matters. The thing which is extremely important is compassion. It brings back your ability to chew.
Come in and see Dr. Hughes. It's the greatest thing I ever did for myself.
We're restoring a sense of dignity. That's a life-changing event for many, many people. And it's something that we do here on a daily basis at Hughes Dental Arts Center.
You're watching The Spiel.
Welcome back to The Spiel. And I'm Kevin Casey, and I want to thank Angie Wyatt and everyone, the cast and crew of this TV show. You know, being a radio guy, you don't get to work with or around with a lot of TV people, and it's been an amazing experience, I have to tell you. All the work they do, all the great things that go on in this studio with this TV show is amazing. And I just want to say it's been a wonderful experience, and it's made my day.
Yay. He can come on anytime because I did not pay him to say that. And you do know this is not a paid gig.
No,
right?
I do know that, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it, yeah. I didn't bring my business manager or my agent, I came alone, yeah.
But we do appreciate your time, very valuable. And you know, it was interesting, you came right on set, you had some stories that you wanted to share because you listen to people. That's the beautiful part about radio and social media, and people reach out to you and they think they know you, they want to share stories with you, and you've stumbled upon something recently that really touched you.
Right. Correct. Yeah, we had a older lady on the morning show, 83 years old, and so 83 years young. She was on the morning show, and she had been looking for her birth mother all of her life, ever since she was a teenager anyway. So most of her life. As luck would have it, or happenstance, a research professor was listening that morning, and he reached out to her and made contact and agreed to help find her birth mother.
Love it.
So, and he did. He found her birth mother in Sweden, and she was still alive at 101 years old. And so the daughter was reunited with the mother in Sweden. They spent the weekend together.
Yeah.
And they bonded. They're still in touch to this day. So
Changed forever.
that goes to show you that, you know, you got to keep an open mind.
That's right.
You got to empty the cup, and you never know who's watching and who's listening and who can help.
That's
so
right.
you want to put it out there.
Eyes wide open.
Eyes wide open.
Every day, all
Absolutely.
day. Chef, we're going to use your word, gratitude in your native tongue. What was it again?
Tacknämlig.
You got that? Tak, nem, ling.
Okay.
Just gratitude.
Yes.
And we have to say thank you to one that we love, and he's going to continue to work with us, but he has to step away for a little bit. He's not going to be able to do this show with us any longer. Been with us a short time, but made a huge difference. Hunter Franklin, can you come around and want to show my gratitude?
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Tacknämlig.
You know,
Thank you for being a new Facebook friend.
When you meet talent like that, and we have such a great group, when we're out, please stop by, see us, come to work with us. You're not off the hook. You're definitely coming back.
Definitely gonna be
We'll
working
be
for
in
you.
Nashville, making things happen. We're very proud of you, and we wish you the best and Godspeed, my friend.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
And you'll hear me there too, so you won't forget me.
That's it. That's it. All right. We got anything else?
No, I think we're done.
Is that it?
I think so.
All right. We got to check out. We'll see you next week.
3, 2, 1.
Hi, I'm Amiyah Hart. I wrestle state, nationals, anything, and you're on the Spiel.
Be ready.
This is my mom. Are you scared?
Not at all. I was
No.
born for this. What you talking about?
Touch and go, it seems so far below.
Danielle, awesome. We'll be right back.
Hey, I'm Danielle Taylor, and I'm on the Spiel today to make connections and to help build a strong future for Amiyah as she is getting things done in her high school career. Can't wait to see how she turns out.
You ain't never seen the darkest part of me, and you ain't never felt anything like this before.
Well, we came back from Alaska, so I thought we should leave a little time before I start cooking with salmon again, because I thought maybe everybody had their fill of salmon. But I'm back with Tony Salmon today, and I'm going to do a saute. It's kind of a healthy food salmon dish I'm doing today, so a little abnormal for me not to put a lot of butter and cream and stuff, but I can cook healthy if I want to, and I want to today, so that's what we're doing.
What up, Spiel? Today we are backstage, and the all-new segment that I've been promoted to. Normally I'm on audio, but you know what? Today I get my own thing, so I'm gonna take full advantage of it. Today's conspiracy theory. Listen closely. Outback Steakhouse or the Illuminati? You ask me, I ask you. We both don't know, but you need to go find out. Listen, locations. Every time you look up Outback Steakhouses, they make that triangle, all right? What's their key thing? Bloomin' onion? Does that resemble the eyeball? I don't really know. All of their founders, they've never been to Australia. Tell me what's going on, Spiel. We'll see you next week.